Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Not Game. I'm host Not, and today we will be doing some more programming. I actually went over the code just a little bit because I realized something. I realized that we haven't been using pointers at all. And for all I talked about like the stack, it's kind of in like C++, it's kind of strange that Note hasn't actually done anything with pointers. And then you're wondering, that's not very C++ of you, Note. And yes, it really isn't. So, what is a pointer anyway? Like, why aren't you using it, and why is that a bad thing? There's a lot to cover, and I think the easy way of explaining in layman terms here is that you have this thing called a stack. And that is where your instructions or just general computer things go. When you throw something into the stack, it sometimes makes well, it's not sometimes. You have to make a... Well, is it have to? I think... Shoot. Whatever, but you end up making a copy of whatever you want to put into the stack. So say when I start up this not console, when we create say this monster Pmon, right? No, that's a bad example. Hang on. Here's a better example. Let's go into status menu, right? So when we call this line right here that prints out this line, we add a few things into the stack. We add this function here that grabs the stat of our player monster, and it also adds to the stack this print field. So it's an instruction that tells the computer to actually do something, print this out and let us see something. So what happens is within the stack, we first have to call this function here that grabs the stat, and then once that resolves, we then print this out onto the terminal. And all of this means that we have well, oh boy. This might actually, no, this should be a good example. I'm just bad at explaining. I'm not proficient enough. That's kind of what it boils down to. So, I mean, yeah, that's fairly simple, right? It's kind of what it does with the computer, and so there's not like too much to build on top of that, I guess. you don't really get anything different or special from it. It's just there. It's dude. I had something I wanted to say, but I'm going off rails now. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I've explained that. So what is the pointer then? Well, actually, no. What about copying, right? What happens to the copying? Well, I guess, okay, so you see here that we have this value 0, right? This value 0 within the function needs to also be transferred into the stack, because otherwise the computer doesn't know what number we have to look at, right? We don't know. We need this number so that we know what index we're accessing to get the proper stack. But that means we're doing a whole entire copy. So what a pointer does is, instead of copying this entire number, right, we can instead make create a pointer and point it to, say, number, right? And well, then we also have to step up like a number here. Did I mess this up? I might have messed this up. What? I could have sworn. Hang on, let me just look up pointer syntax real quick. There's no way. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Hang on. There we go. Does that fix things? That does not fix things. Is it because I did this? It's probably because I did this, right? No. Dude. Oh, I'm silly. Yeah, hang on. I am very silly. There we go. You have to do the equals, and then I think you have to also, is that? And are we happy? Operative. Huh? Huh? That's... No, that is not what I intended. What in the world am I... Oh. Oh, this is... Okay, I'm looking at address operator right now, and then I'm looking at... Okay, you know what? Forget about the syntax for now, because I'm clowning on myself. But what a pointer does is it straight up points to the actual value, right? So instead of storing this 0, this integer 0 into this thing, we could instead use a pointer that points to that 0, right? It points to that number, and then that gives us and what we do here is we store that pointer in here instead. And when we look at that pointer and we call that pointer, if we call it properly, it'll go and say, okay, well, Now then you look at this value, right? And so when you copy that over, that means that you're not copying the entire number value here. You're just copying that little bitty pointer. But using a pointer for just a small number like this is overkill. You don't need to do that. That doesn't matter. Which is why we haven't been using it. But now that we're actually going into like all of this battle stuff and all of this skill stuff, it's important that we start using address references and pointers so that when we have functions like this, right, that refer to or that require you to read in both the player monster and the enemy monster to do calculations, if we aren't using pointers or reference by addresses, then what we get is we copy the entire monster structure here onto the stack. And we copy that twice because we have 2 monsters to deal with, which is a lot. And every time you call that function there, you would copy 2 monsters each and every time. Which is when you see how many times we kind of loop within this while loop, right? We keep on fighting until one monster is knocked out, then we have an issue in the have an issue, right? It's extra space being wasted on the stack. And while modern computers here will look at this and go, that is not a problem. Because they have pretty darn good processing capabilities. And a much older computer or game might look at this and cry, oh, that's so much data I have to move around. Which is why instead of moving all of this, and if you really wanted to calculate how many bits or bytes you're sending over, I think an integer is either 16 or 32-bit. It depends on your system, so I'm not too sure. So let's say, you know, maybe it's 16, right? Right, we already have 10, so that's 10 times 16. And then we have another one. A character, I believe, is 8 bits. And we have 15 of them. That's another 48 times, 8 times 45. And then we have this array, which also has a whole bunch of, you get the idea. It's a lot of bytes and that you have to pick up and copy over. But instead of doing that, you have, let's go over here. If we use this, the ampersand here, instead of just a declaration like this, ampersand lets us do a reference by, I believe it should be a reference by address. And so these become pointers to our monsters that we've already initialized. So instead of copying the entire monster structure into the stack, which the computer has to keep on doing to compute its things, we just copy these pointers that do that job for us. And these pointers are like, I think, like, was it like 4 bits or 8 bits or like 1 byte? Well, 1 byte is 8 bits, but yeah, it's a very small, right? Compared to an entire structure here. Which is why we're about to do a little bit of that. We're gonna start doing this. And as you can, and if we take a look at all the other, I guess, codes or lines of code that we've written up here, there's really nothing that demands us to do heavy computing per se. It's all just hey, print this line, go to the next function, print this line, go to the next function, right? But now we're actually getting into like sort of some more like structures and algorithms to do a little bit more math, and at that point, yes, that is when we will actually do this. So that is what we're about to do here. I think that's what we want to do for today. And I think I want to start this by um, okay, well we have two well I kind of have two options, right? I can either work on battle, and then after I work on battle, I then work on the actual skills, or I work on the skills first and then I go into battle. I think I'll work on the skills first because the battles rely on the skills, but the skills don't rely on the battle, right? Yeah, it's two different approaches. You can do either, really. Either does work. But yeah, I think I'm going to set up skill. This maybe isn't the best way to go about like storing all of our skill data. So actually, yeah, you're right. I might want to make a new file and call it data. Database. Yeah, I might just want a database file. Because I think only battle really needs. Okay, actually, no, not just battle. Maybe the ranch trading will require that database as well. I guess it also depends. But for now, if we want to do it like that, yeah, that means global is yeah, because nobody needs to have access to all of that in one go. So I will go ahead and there's global. Global here, we're going to copy all of this. We're gonna erase it. And we're gonna move it over to database. I'll go ahead and do the honors of doing all of this. Include global, include monster. Is that what database needs? Yes. Sort of. I don't think it really needs global. Not gonna lie. Because it never ever accesses the player monster directly. That never happens. I'll just copy and adjust this. For H. Include monster, yes. And then I probably want to also include database, right? Okay. And within here, we need to define a whole bunch of these fields. Actually, the CPP file here will be responsible for the actual functions. Let me go ahead and I want to make sure I'm not putting up too much. Right, how do I want to approach this? Do I want to make an array? What is, actually, let's see, let me double check. Let's see, dictionary, C++ dictionary, simple dictionary in C++. Oh yeah, that's an array. Or you could, a map. Actually, yes, a map might be what we want. A mapping, but I want more though. I could make another structure as well. I could just make a structure and then I store that structure into an array, right? Let's say we have a class called class skill, right? And then we say a skill has an ID, right? And then what was it? We didn't. Do we not have a? Oh right. Okay. I guess just make it all 15 characters long and call it name, right? Oh wait, it should be. Was that how we? Losing it. Oh, is that how we defined our arrays here earlier on? Yes. That is how we defined them. And then we want name and pot. Let's call it pot. Max potential. And then we have brain cost. Something like that. Well, no, sorry. This would be called skill, and this would be called characteristic. Right? It would be well. It would kind of be called. It would be called skill characteristic. Yeah, it would be called skill characteristic. Right, so we have that, we have that, we have that, and we have that. Is there anything I think I want? Okay, so we have a characteristic. We have... And a characteristic has an ID, has a name, it has a maximum potential, and it has a training cost, which is the cost per potential. Okay. And, it has effects, right? because we need like an effect that is commonly used. Like the damage effect, which takes in... Oh shoot. That is a lot to process. Because we have effects here. Move over. Because that means we need to make a class of effects, right? And so what does the effect class even want? Right? What does it do? It has a formula, right? So the class, okay, it has a formula and it calculates a number for us to return. And the formula needs 1 or 2 numbers, maybe 3 numbers. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. This is getting a little bit more complicated than I thought. Huh. Uh-oh. Today I am just fumbling. Oh dear. That does not feel so good anymore. Well, shoot. Okay, so how simple can we make things, right? What is the simplest way to do all of this? I think the simplest way is probably, yeah, actually, okay, let's do that breakdown, right? What is the simplest way to do all of this? Well, let's copy and paste this, I think. So this is an integer function. I want to return an integer. Let's just call this damage. And when we want damage here, we'll go ahead and refer to 2 monsters. Now, the enemy monster doesn't exist, which may or may not be an issue. It might be an issue. Now, given how common the system will, the gameplay loop will use monsters, I actually don't mind keeping monster Emon initialized in real time. as for you, I'm just gonna comment block that for now. Okay, that's kind of nasty. What did I do wrong? Oh, I was expecting this would be business. We can remove that. We don't need that yet. That. Do that. I'll do that. Oops. Then gonna give me a stink because I did not include global. And for some reason it still wants is that what you want? No, that's not proper syntax, is it? Uh-oh. Oh boy. How did the syntax look again? Oh my goodness. That's referenced by arguments that's by reference, here. Function color reference. Alright. I got us covered. There. And right. It's not C-stacks, it should be get C-stacks, because otherwise that is very much private. Oh, do I have to do this funny thing? Do I have? Alright, oh no, we actually shouldn't need global, right? There's no reason why we need global. You're right, I lied. I explained that earlier last time. We don't need that. These are just names. Yeah. For now. Okay, let's find damage is equal to... Yeah, I can do that. And I get that. Maybe I need... Okay, I wonder why that's red. The pointer to a bound function may only be used to call the function. Oh yeah, you have that. we do this, we don't use a point reference, and it's still like that. So that doesn't change anything. What was the other way again? The arrow, right? Okay, now this operator is not happy. I don't know why I can't call that function. Huh. We're kind of stumped, aren't we? Oh, okay. Let me look through this. I'm gonna pull up. Yes. 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 Okay, I did all of that. I did all of that. I did all of that. We looked at all of that. We looked at all of that. Okay. So far, so good. What is going on? Let's see, so we want to use a pointer here. We're using a pointer to call a object function, right? Oh, we have std function instead. That might be worth looking at. Does that should make life easier. What is this? What is this funny business? What are we looking at? That might be what I'm actually doing right now, right? Okay, that has been what I've been doing. That is what I'm doing, right? Yeah. Sort of? Sort of. What's up with monster? All of this, right? Oh, no, not quite, huh? Well, that's not quite it. Not yet, Annie. Is it this thing? Maybe. A pointer to a bound function may only be used to call the function. And I'm pretty sure, I'm calling this pointer, right? I'm looking at the address of Pimon. Be a pointer? Well, what now? Okay, it's the same issue then. Do I do something silly? Do I do something silly? Be like, okay, do that and then give it this? No, it doesn't like that. Okay, if the colors are the same, then it means I'm doing something right. Oh. Oh. I am... No way! Oh, no way! Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay, for those of you watching, you might have been screaming at me for the past like minute, just like, not please. Those are square brackets. They are parentheses. That was what was wrong. Oh, I am. That makes me feel so dumb right now. Well, fine then. Oh, it's because we're looking at this class here and it doesn't like what I'm doing here. Shoot. Whatever. Whatever. Well, you have this. So this is damage, and we want to return it. So it looks something like this. And... oh boy. That means... if we had any effect, like the actual effect of a skill characteristic, it would therefore be a damage rate right here. But, instead of a 1 and a 2, we might have, what is it? Like, another integer for, attack, and an integer for defense, right? So then it would be, you would take the attack stat, and you would also have the defense stat there. And you would return damage like that. And this effectively lets me say, I want to maybe use, attack in... oh yeah, well, this just lets you use any stat as your attack and any stat as your defense. I just need the corresponding index to do that. But... if I look at... oh, is it because I'm doing this in the H file instead of like the actual CDP file? That might be it. Yeah. That's probably it. That's why the function is weird. That's okay. Oh. I didn't mean to do a split. Let me, can I remove this? Oh, but I can just close it out, right? There we go. Okay, yeah, we're back. So... that's how we have our formula. This is the damage formula. Where we look at a monster and whatever it's attacking. And we grab the attack stat and the defending stat. Then what happens here is maybe I want another. Oh, that's. I don't know if I want that extra layer actually. Hmm. Okay, see. Now here's the problem I'm thinking about right now. Because let's say we go in here and we want we create a let's shorten it. So let's say we create a skill characteristic called physical, right? That yells at me. Why is it yelling at me? Oh, I see. It's because it kind of wants me to do something like this, right? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. We're gonna ignore that for now. Let's just say we have this. And then we define that, and we're like, well, okay, and we throw that into the stack, right? So, let's say we go ahead and we throw physical into the stack of effect resolution. Well, we're not actually gonna do that. Well, we're not actually gonna do that. What actually happens if we do this is that, yeah, that's a better way of trying to explain it. What happens here, I'm thinking out loud right now, is we then have to go ahead and look at physical, and then we have to look at all the effects it has as well. So something like that. This is like poor syntax. But it's like, let's just say we have, yeah, I'm just gonna remove this for now. Let's just say we had an array of effects and we had another set of effects, right? So we want damage, 0, and yeah. It just looks like that. Oh wait, no, that's this is an array and it's like right. Actually that's gonna make sense. Oh, initializer cannot be okay. Let's say it's the size of 1 for now. There. So we have one effect. one effect for now. I could maybe specify like, yeah, why not have like 10 effects? Or whatever. But yeah, for now, let's say it has one effect. And when we go ahead and we set physical in there, what happens here is we look at physical and we're like, okay, what effects does it have? And then we add those. It's like, okay, effect 1. What is effect 1? And let's say effect 1 is damage, right? But then that would mean like we would need like a structure effect where it has the formula, which would be this, and it also has its own ID. Is that like a lot of extra work? That might be more overhead than it's worth, right? You get me? Because what you're seeing here is, I guess if I want to visualize it here, right? We have I want to make an attack. let's say it's like I want to make an attack, but what happens? Well, we select the skill. Leave. And then after we select the skill, we go ahead and increase. No. Look at skill effects. Add effects into stack and then resolve stack. So I think that's how you want to approach it. I mean, that's too bad if they break it down like that, right? Maybe? Well, it's a lot of hopping though, right? You get what I mean? Because when I select the skill, I'm looking at the skill effect, right? So when I select the skill, it's like, okay, well, there's the skill effect. So you're looking at the ID, right, for this skill characteristic. And we have to go into effects, and we look at effects here. And it's like, okay, now you add that into the stack. I guess that's okay. That might be okay. Maybe. Or, wait, no, I have a better idea. Each characteristic has an effect, okay? And the class effect needs to, because of the way we're handling effects, right, it's only going to be, I think, one effect type. If we need a more complex effect for a singular skill, we can just create an effect that refers to multiple effects, right? Or multiple formulas of the effect. So say we have like, well, then again, we don't kind of need that because that should be built into like how the players make their skills. We can be bare bones with this, I think. Oh, and if I go back in here and I talk about how we have this stack here, we can just put, this is so weird, but I think I can do like a stack within a stack, right? And so I check, well, if does the stack have anything with one or more turns left in it, and if it doesn't, well, I don't put that back in, right? Oh, actually, instead of I don't put that back, is it I don't put that back in, or it's I removed it entirely, or uh, okay, I'll get to that when I get to that. I think I might need like another place where I do things. If I, actually, maybe a cube might be better for this. If I'm going to approach it in that fashion. Yeah, I might go with a first in, first out if with that type of resolution. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that is a little iffy, right? Dude. Yeah, maybe you should be to the key. Oh man. Huh. Yeah. Well, no, because then you would loop through the queue until it's empty. But you still want to store remaining actions somewhere. Uh-oh. Uh, huh. Alright. But yeah, we want a class effect. And I'll go ahead and say class effect is going to have a pointer to a monster. We're going to have another pointer to an enemy monster. We're going to have an int stat 1 is going to have stat 2. So I want to keep it no more than 1 stat. Maybe. And then we want output. We want a number as our output. I think that's how we want to do it. Actually, wait. Then how is a formula created then? Oh. Let's do that. Right. If that's the case, then what I do is I say, let me try, let's say effect damage. I wanna go. Well, okay, if I do that, then I'm actually looking at an actual identifier, not just an object. Well, no, not just like a name or a class that I want to throw in there. So, that's not great, right? I'm not sure if the effect should even reference anything either. Because that should be what I guess the that's what the battle should do, right? Oh, hello, hello. And welcome to, yes, welcome. Welcome again. So if class, right, so we have the skill characteristic, the characteristic wants an effect. We'll call it, why don't I call it? Maybe can I get away with the effect? I can. Yeah, let's see, it also has an effect, right? And that actual effect is what gets thrown into this stack. And that effect needs a formula, but I'm not sure how I can implement that formula. Because this is sort of what I want the damage formula to look like, right? So I guess the question is, how do I initialize how do I initialize that? Because I don't know what monsters I'm going to be touching until that effect resolves. Or until that happens in combat. So if I wanted this thing to, yeah, my brain is straining to process and articulate at the same time. Oh dear. It's slowing down. You know, it's like when your computer is trying to buffer, right? It's like, Okay. Now, you might be wondering, why am I even doing all of this when I can just slap that effect in there? Yeah, actually, why am I doing that? You're right. Why do I need all of this? But this function here does that for me. That's a really good question. Well, let's say class effect needs a value, right? Oh, it doesn't like that, right? That has to go into, where is it? The actual C file where I initialize things. I think referencing all of this isn't that good of an idea yet. Let's work with this first. Let's set this up first. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and go into this file here. And then initialize. Yeah. Or rather, not initialize, but say, how do I initialize it? And I think I'm thinking of effect, right? Let's say we initialize our effect like that. Defining an implicitly declared rubber function is not allowed. What am I doing wrong again? This works. Right? This works. This doesn't work. What if I did it for... Oh. The problem with that? No, it's not. Yeah, that's the right syntax. So why is it not happy? Okay, well it's still the same class. And then we have skills, defense, public. Oh, it's this, isn't it? Right. That, okay, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, okay. There. Now it's happy. Effect is inaccessible? Uh-oh. Why is that? Let me... That problem... Okay. The other problem... Oh boy. Yeah. Uh-oh. It is quite messy, isn't it? Yeah, it certainly is messy. And it's kind of like a, well, why don't you just, use this formula? Why do you even need all of this? And we could technically say, what happens if, I'll see. I also might need a, what do you call it? An ID as well for this. Oh boy. Well, not really, actually. I just have one effect on there, that's true. What happens if I do this? Well, it sort of works, except you then need actual references to the monsters, which becomes sort of an issue. Oh boy. Oh boy. How do I do this? I mean, okay. At worst case scenario here, right? We just straight up do this. We call this. This is how it is. How do we know how to call that, though? That's the real question. That actually goes into battle then, right? Uh-huh. Okay. So, should battle be tied to skills, or should skills be tied to the battle? Well, skills are only called during battle. So it sort of makes sense that they should be under that umbrella then. But if we do that, that might let us access the enemy unit from the get-go. But at the same time, I don't want that. So I think if we want to make things as easily abstractable as possible, we can forget about all of this, right? We don't need to do our reference pointers here. We can do that in the battle, where we're actually grabbing the stats over. In our case here, we're just concerned about... Well, no. Because certain damages want specific damage types, right? But we don't know that. And we have, well, yeah, we know that, sorry, we do know that, but what we don't know is, we don't know where the two monsters exist yet. Which means it might be profitable to say it's as easy as this, right? This is our damage formula. And so when we have an effect, we have an output. And our output doesn't necessarily need to be the damage function, but it could be various things. It could be various things. Since you do want what is it? I do want this to be malleable, right? Maybe I want 2 damages, maybe I want 3 or 4. I guess same thing goes here in ID and I guess it also has a name. Yeah. So it looks something more like this. But then that really only resolves this part, right? I'm always calling that. So that's the default. But what if I want to change the output type. Oh, well, I can just write up another formula. You're right. Effect. Oh, right. And the effect should also have a target, right? Oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, 0 for self, 1 for enemy. Right? Something like that. Technically could be a boolean as well, 0 or 1. If true, then self. If false, then enemy, right? And a bool, yeah. Huh. Okay. So let's just say damage is our default. And our limitations tell us that we can only take in 2 stats at a time. Which is fine, because we're able to make things like, maybe say, oh, this magic. Instantiate something like that. We can say the ID is 10. Oh, it's not gonna be happy, so there's no constructor about it. Right. Goodbye. What if I did this? And the effect says I want you to have a an ID. Right. And so when we do that, I can be like magic as an ID of 10. It's inaccessible? What do you mean? Shoot. I'm gonna need to look that up here. Inaccessible function. Function defined. Function. Let's just do function is inaccessible. Class inheritance. Function is inaccessible. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I think I might know why. It's because I need to do the funny thing that says you are now public. Because everything else here is kind of private by implicitly private. Yep. There we go. Yep. Now if I do this, it's not gonna be happy. Just be like, huh? What am I gonna do with that other thing, right? I could say something like this, right? Oh, instead of it should be character, yeah. There we go. And yep, that's gonna be pretty happy with me, right? So far, so good. Ooh, but okay, yeah, that's an issue. You'll notice, once I set up magic right here, I need to somehow grab my stats. But to grab my actual stats, I need to look into my monsters. But I don't have them in here, right? Oh. But it still goes back to that problem. Yeah, this framework is quite flimsy. Not gonna lie. It might also be more complicated than necessary as well. Hmm. Dude. That's kind of difficult. Oh man. Okay, maybe I need to backtrack a little bit. Hmm. Huh. Okay, right. Damage. With damage, the damage per wheel, I can easily go back and say, reference that by pointer. Sorry. Use address reference for that, right? I can do that perfectly fine. But the issue here is that if I do that, then when I call it, I need to be able to access the actual creature somewhere somehow. I just can't go, well, it'll happen somehow. So then that means if I want to do that, hang on, that might be possible. Cause, wait. Oh shoot. But then it comes back to, I need to initialize the magic effect. Or like just the effect in general. And when I set that up, I'm going to need all of that information. Hmm. Hmm. What if I had something like an array? And I had it point to a function. Is that legal? No, okay, it says that's not fun. That's not good. Okay. Oh boy, that stump stuff. That does stump me. I'm pretty close, right? I'm close, but not close enough. You look at this and at first glance it might seem like it's okay, but it's not. It's not. Yeah. Oh man, that is rough. Dude. Oh yeah, and this should be like that. That would be Oh yeah, effect. It still doesn't work, huh? Yeah. Crap. It's busted. It's busted. Oh man, okay. Oh man. I don't have brain power for this. I'm going to put this aside for now. We'll have to think about how we break down our skills another time, another way, I think. Oh man, let's actually go into battle here and define some things. So what's up with that? Right. Is battle a class? I don't want to say so. This should include battle.h. And this is... I think it's going to look more like a menu, right? Let's copy... what is it? I guess I can do that for now. Battle underscore h. Battle underscore h, and this should just be void battle. What we call battle, that is what happens. And that means I need to go into here, and I'll just whip out everything. I'm gonna copy everything and take a look at what I don't need. Probably don't need you. I need you, I need you, I probably need you, and I probably need you as well. And so this is void battle. And we want this. We call battle. We probably want to initialize enemy monster here. So we can call monster Elon right here. And well, our input is 0. We kind of do here if input is 1. Okay, so skills. For skill, this should be stat. Should be for fit. And there is no exit. There is no exit in this case. You have to hit forfeit. Actually, if that's the case, then I think 0 should be forfeit. And then with this here, this should the stop skills. Stop skills, right? And input is 0, and then we have a special if the input is actually 0. I don't know why I have else if. I could probably do, wait, do I have case and switch here? Plus 11, case switch. Which case? Oh, I do, hang on. Let me actually try to see if this works. It might not. Case. Let's switch. Yes, we do. Which, input. Expression must have integral or an. Oh, I would have to convert that to integer. Okay, an integer. Let me see. Bring to it. What function do I have to do? Type method. Okay. Into integer. Input. That does work. Okay. And if I do that, I don't have to work with all these messy else ifs. I can just have a case 1, case 2, right? Which is a lot nicer. I like that. Yes, I do. That looks a lot nicer. Perfect. Yeah, I can probably update all the other programs now that, well, all the other lines of code now that that does work. Oh? Yes, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, 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 hello. Where was I? Yes, case 1, case 2. For now, I will just have this print out that, right? And then this, monster stats. And see, that might actually pop up status menu, right? Yeah, why not? That does make sense. We could call status menu if, status menu does absolutely nothing other than just status menu. I think that might be okay. Like, you can't, do anything funny like that, I think. But that should be fine. I'll put your call status menu. And put question mark there. And case 0, which is you forfeited. You forfeit the battle. Right? Oh, I guess for this here, this while loop, instead of input being not equal to 0, I actually want the bool byte equal to true. So while byte is true, then we keep on going. And in here, we just set byte equal to false. Easy. So that accomplishes the same thing here. There's no way to call this, but I'm kind of confident it works as intended. This might backfire on me, but I'm not going to test it quite yet. Because it's, again, all very skin, no bones whatsoever. Oh yeah, and I can probably just erase this part. We don't need that part. That was for just testing purposes. What was it, range menu or status menu? One of the two. It runs something like this. Then I can't believe it. All I really needed to do was do a string to input. Because I was using else ifs and checking, as you can tell, like, by the string. And see, simply we were doing that, I think that was part of the reason why we could do like multiple inputs at once. You could type like, where was it? If we started in like main menu here, we do 1111. And what would happen is it would read each and every one. Like, oh, well, you want to go to ranch? Okay, let's go to ranch. And you would have 3 ones left. So it would be like, oh, you want to go to status? Like, 2 ones left. And it would be like, oh, you wanna get your stats here, right? You want to look at all stats. It would give you all stats, and there would be 1 more left, and be like, oh, you want another stat. So the alt if sort of works to our favor. And putting that in here into a switch case and actually converting it into a number means that continue. This just says, well, if nothing happens, well, if you throw in a bad input, we just continue, right? Yeah. Oh man, that is so strange. Yeah, no, this turns it upside. Yeah, because what happens is, I think if you do, well, maybe it might actually still do the same thing. Maybe it might read the input one by one. Still, it still might do that, or it can do something really silly. And I mean, if we had things like 11, right, it would read it as 11 anyway. So maybe the spaces are still in business. I won't test that out quite yet. But yeah, we also want to, after initializing monster, HP E1 is equal to E1.get stat 0. Or it should be an integer. And then we would also have that for current HP of Emon. That would be, yep, that initializer HP as well. So we have the player monster. Do we want to set a pointer or not? I think for now it'll be okay, because we don't have any skills that are like buff skills or anything. So for now we can just reference Pokemon as per usual. And then we have enemy monster. We set their stats, we set their HP, we set bull to fight, and we have our combat loop, we have our options, and forfeit. That's false. You forfeit the fight, right? Oh, you forfeit the battle. Yeah, same thing. Battle ends, right? Status is relay status. We could call status menu. We'd be like, hey, what do you want to do? And then you could go back and all. We take you to that. So that sort of makes sense. And then, so the meat of our battle is now our skill select. In which we have another switch case in here. But we also want another input within that. So what we do is we call this again. Oh, okay. Call this input 2. Transfer of control bypasses initialization. Really now, you're actually going to make me, all of this again. Okay. Huh. That's a little bit of an issue. You're right. Okay, what does the quick fix look like? Quick fix is the control plus? No, that's just... that doesn't help. Huh. That just zooms in and zooms out. Weird. It doesn't like that. How can I fix that? Oh wait, sorry. That's just a string. I just need another input. Yeah, there we go. Command in. Yeah. Uh-huh. There we go. Yeah, I'm just silly. Of course it wouldn't work. You're just doing one dumb thing at a time. Yep. There we go. There we go. So while it's in skill 1, skill 2, and skill 3, I want to go here and say replace skills with skill 1, 2, 3 with their respective names, right? We want to output that. Then we have our switch case here and it checks input again. Oh, actually, I might want to make that input too. And I probably want to put that in here as well. Just to make sure, right? Because what happens if I do this? If I hit exit, it exits. And then it doesn't query for another thing. Oh, sorry, it does. It does actually. No. It doesn't query for another thing. But it goes down the case list, I think, is what it does. Oh no, wait, it's typically an else if. So I'm like too concerned about. So maybe I don't need that extra. Huh. Maybe. But just in case, right? Oh, and I also want to put this after that. Yeah. Okay. There. Then, yeah, we have another switch case for input 2. Just to make it different. Yep, and then with that, we have case 1. I'll do continue. I'll be continues. should it also be like a while loop? Because I can float this up, and it's gonna go, yeah, no. What do you want to do again? It's gonna go through all of that. It's gonna put you through the loop again. I guess it's fine. Because you still have to enter your input. Yeah. Default. Yeah, and I will change these. Alright, this should be process skills. Yeah, process skills here. Yeah, because if nothing happens here... Oh, shoot. Actually, right here. More skilled processing goes here. Because this only selects set the select skill and apply those effects, right? So maybe we add to stack or queue or whatever in here, and then we resolve that resolve that skill stack here, right? That's where we resolve it. So we select one, we do that, we add that same data structure, and then we look at that same thing and we go ahead and pop everything off, right? So I do need a while loop here. While. Or else, it's gonna be kind of ugly if we continue without selecting anything accidentally, right? I mean, you could say you passed your turn, but you don't want to do that accidentally. There we go. Next zero should be break. And I believe what break does is it skips this. Huh. I need to do break, but it also breaks the previous, the next loop. Break the rest of the loop outside, because we don't want any of this to resolve if we back out, right? Unless you can't back out, which would kind of be like bad design. So there's that. Otherwise, this is, I guess, kind of good framework, and it is good exercise on me to look at our skills and database and go, what in the world am I doing? Yeah. It's definitely been a good exercise, and it will continue to do so. I will continue to build upon this, and make sure it works. Yeah, we'll have to look through that soon. So I think that will be all for today. Um, I've been your host, Not, and everyone, a good rest of your day. Sana,